Well, let me get straight to the point. As you can see from the title, this month's tournament in March has been canceled. It was for this Friday coming up, but unfortunately, I have to cancel it. And here are the reasons. Correct, reasons why. Um, First off, I just want you guys to know that it was a lot of work to get everything organized. Alpha helped, Pluffaduff was helping, Nicole as well. Everyone was helping, and it was still a lot of work. And it's work that I could do. Like I mean, it's work. It's not too crazy. Well, it's not to the point where it's impossible, but it does require time, and I'll explain what that means because I know that's very vague. 288 people signed up, and 2 days ago I was making brackets. Finally, I was making brackets. I was getting the teams together, and I sent out a message to everyone like, hey, if anyone has any special requests in terms of time zones, and because we had a lot of European people, we have a lot of people from the East Coast, West Coast, a lot of time zones. And I was doing my best to try and accommodate everybody. And for the most part, I kind of did. I got halfway through. However, then came a flood of people backing out. And most of the people were from the random teams that were created in the free player draft. And it was around 30 people. Around 30 people, give or take, dropped out. Um, and a handful of people are just MIA. They haven't responded to their team. So during these 2 weeks of knowing who the teams are and having the video up of the free player draft, they haven't made contact with the team, and a lot of the teams were like, hey, like I haven't been able to contact this person, and it's just not one person. It's not like one person said this. It was multiple people. It was multiple teams. There were 48 teams. So imagine 20 teams, or maybe like 15 teams saying, hey, this person hasn't responded. We haven't played with them. Or there was like 3 teams that said, hey, like half of the team hasn't responded yet. And so I tried to accommodate that, but it was just too much. It was too much to handle for the limited amount of time that I have now. As I've said before on Discord, on Twitter, I'm working a full-time job now that pays very well, and it's a regular job, 8 hours a day, and I dedicate 70 hours a month to volunteer work. So about 2 hours, maybe an hour every day for volunteer service. And that basically leaves me with no time. Well, not no time. I still have time to work on tournament stuff, but I only have an hour or two, and then I have to head to bed. And so all this happening, I just don't have time to accommodate every team that's missing a player. And I know what you guys are saying. Well, Lalo, why don't you just find a player during the tournament? Which I could. You are correct. I could do that. But here's the thing. Let's say it takes 5 minutes to find a replacement for a team. 5 minutes. There are 48 teams. There has to be 17 teams playing every day. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, for Sunday to be the last day. We can't go to Monday because people have school, people have university, people have jobs. So having it Friday, Saturday, Sunday would be the max amount before we start getting into the area where, hey, I'm from Europe. Like, how come the Americans get to play, but I have to stay up and I have work tomorrow? Because that could happen. So anyways, not trying to digress too much. 17, there's 48 teams. So just divide that by 2. That's 20 teams. 20 teams. And let's say we do 20 teams a day. That means just the first day, we have to do first round and second round. And maybe maybe that would be enough for the quarterfinals. But here's the thing. Those 17 teams, and then like the players that then the teams that they have to face, that's a 4-hour stream. A 4-hour stream of just nonstop Like that, I'm talking giving 20 minutes every match. That's a 4-hour stream. So let's say minimum 20 minutes. That's not including setup time. That's not including if it goes to overtime. That's not including if something happens. That's just straight gameplay. So 4 hours of gameplay. So imagine if every team needs about 5 minutes before the game. And that's a minimum, 5 minutes before the game. Because we've found replacements and it's taken 10 minutes. And that's where I draw the line. I'm like, okay, that's enough. We're just going to start. Whoever you pick up is whoever you pick up. That happened once. Not last tournament, but the tournament before that. And last tournament, I just kind of cut teams out. And people got really angry at that. Which is why I'll get to that later. But anyways, that will add more time to the 4 hours. So it could be 5 hours. It could even be 6. I wouldn't say 6, but maybe 5.5. That's an hour and a half plus of non-gameplay that I have to dedicate more. 4 hours is already pushing it. I mean, the weekends is all I got, but I still have things I have to do now because I can't do it during the week. Like things before I was window washing, I worked 3 days a week, so I had extra time to do everything I wanted. I could do like my personal stuff that I had to do, and I could still do the tournament, no problem. Even though, like I said, I dedicated a lot of more hours to it, but now I don't have it. And we're gonna go back to the point that I made before, where you guys were saying, okay, well, just cut the teams. If they don't show up, if they don't have people, just cut them off. Which I could do, and I did that last tournament. People got really, really upset, with understandably so. A lot of the teams that happened were random teams, and it's the same thing, the same kind of scenario that's happening now. Their teammates don't show up. They sign up and then they go MIA, never to be heard from again. And then like a week later, they show up at a random stream and say, "Hey, when's the tournament?" And I'm like, "Yo, it already passed." And it's gonna happen again. And I don't want to cut those teams out because then again, they're going to be waiting during the stream just to be cut. And that's not cool. So here's my proposition to everyone, because I know you guys all signed up and I know you guys have been waiting for a month for it. But here's my proposition, because I've been debating about like how this tournament's going to work, what to do. And I've talked to several people, and there's been different options that I'm still considering. But here's what I'm thinking about doing, and we're going to see how it goes. From now on, the tournament will only be squads of 6. So you have to sign up with 5 other people. You have to have a squad. In this tournament, there were about 20-ish teams that were squads. The other 28 were from from the free player draft. So we're going to do only squads. And for those people who are kind of like upset, like, hey, I always sign up as a free agent. I really don't have, I don't have other people who could sign up, who, watch your streams, because it is, come on, like, give me some slack. Like, that's the only thing I ask for you is to be a subscriber and show up to the stream. But maybe you guys don't have someone who can do that, like 5 other people who could do that. And my best advice is, I'm sorry, but if you wanna participate, it's gonna be a 5-man squad just to avoid all these headaches. Hop onto my Discord. We have a lot of people who play Overwatch. Everyone's always looking for someone to play with. You can find a squad there, and I'll give a little bit more details on that later in another video. But I apologize. Like, I know it's very unprofessional to do this like 2 days before the tournament, but I have no other choice. I don't want to do it right before. I tried my best. I just don't have time. Alpha Wolf is busy with school. Pluffaduff, he hasn't fully gone into the organizing yet. He's done a little bit, but not enough to fully like, hey, just take all this, and then just deal with it. And that's unfair. I'm pretty sure he can handle it, but it'll be very messy, and I don't want that. But next month, guys, we'll have a tournament. I'll announce the details later, but it will be only squads. And not because I think that, the random teams get steamrolled, but it just makes everything a lot easier and less time consuming. And if next tournament, like, a person doesn't show up, there will be no replacements. The team will just get disqualified, and thus saving time. So I won't have to find replacements. I won't have to worry about check-ins. I won't have to worry about any of that. So all that time, that hours and hours of dedicated time that I have to put in that I can't anymore, that'll get eliminated because now we only have squads signing in. And if your teammate doesn't show up, you're disqualified. Like straight up. We'll give like a 2 minute, we will give a 2 minute wait time, but then that's it. Like it's over. You get this DQ'd. That way it's a little bit more fair instead of doing it this way where we have random teams with random people and one person is like, yo, I haven't even talked to this guy in like 2 weeks. Like he hasn't responded at all. I don't know where he's at. And then disqualifying them. And then they're just like, yo, that's not fair. But now it will be kind of fair because you sign up as a squad and you know the people. So anyways, it makes sense. But I am sorry, guys. I know this is very unprofessional, but I just have to do it now. So for the first time ever, for the, what is this, the 5th tournament or the 4th tournament, it'll have to be canceled. I just don't have enough time. And there's just too much stuff. I mean, honestly, it's just people just dropping and not giving a notice. Some people have, don't get me wrong. Some people have given a notice, but for the most part, it's just people who just haven't contacted their teams, have gone MIA, have not said anything. And if it were like 1, 2, maybe even 10, I would be like, okay, whatever. It's part of the whole tournament thing set up. But it's been like 30 plus people, fam. 30 plus people. That's a good chunk. That's a really good chunk. And it's like it's sporadic, so it's not like 5 from one team. It's like 1 from this team, 2 from that team, 2 from this team, 1 from that team, and it's bad. But anyways, guys, I'll give you guys more details. I'm sorry. Please don't hate me. Especially the new teams that signed up that are very excited, probably the first time ever signing up for this tournament. I'm sorry. I mean, this doesn't happen usually. Everything usually goes according to plan, but it's a new environment for me. So, thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Sorry. Next tournament's going to be dope. Next tournament, I'll have prizes. How about that? I'll make it up. We'll do 6 $10 PSN gift cards. Is that cool? You know, $60 to the winners, like 10, 10, 10, 10. It's something, right? I mean, I guess I'll be the best. Maybe I can use this. Anyways, I'll make it up. I'll make it up to you guys. Peace out, guys, and thank you guys so much for being part of this, and I hope you guys sign up for the next one. Peace.